What's up, guys? Higgins in Japan here with another edition of the Friday video. The Friday video is a video that I make right here in my car on the way home from work on a Friday. And in keeping with my low standards for the Friday videos, this year each video is going to have a bit of a theme. And in trying to help others here on YouTube and help others, well, not necessarily on YouTube, but to help those of you that might be coming to Japan to be a teacher, hopefully you'll find this video informative and helpful all at the same time. Or maybe you'll just find it one of those two things. But either way, there are people coming to Japan soon. There are... Nope, that guy's not going to turn. Alright, there are people... Sorry. You kind of think and drive at the same time. There are people coming to Japan soon that are going to be teachers in Japan. And sometimes when you're sitting through your training, they don't really do a real good job of describing what the everyday school life is going to be like in Japan. And so hopefully with this video I can give you a little bit of an example of what my daily school life is like. But a bit of warning, it could always change. Your school could be completely different. So the key to everything, I feel like the key to being an ALT in Japan is being flexible, right? So I've said it before, I've said it in other videos, you gotta be flexible, whether it be with working with new teachers or working with teachers that, maybe have a bad impression of ALTs, or maybe working with teachers that, expect different things from you, right? So being flexible. So let's just break it down for you, the typical day. So during the day, you will have 6 periods, 5 to 6 periods, and you may or may not have classes all of those periods, right? So depending on the size of your school, depending on a whole factor of things, how often they want to utilize you in the classroom, you may or may not have, 5 classes a day. My average class, or my average week, I have about anywhere from, I would say 3 to 4 classes a day, excuse me. And so, some days I'll only have 2. Like today, I only had 2 classes. And some days I'll have 5. Earlier this week, I had 5 classes. And so you might be thinking, wow, that's pretty crazy. And I guess at first it is, once you get used to it, once you get used to the way the school day is laid out. 5 classes, while it is a lot of work, it's very manageable, and it's something that I've done so many times that when I see that I have 5 classes, I just go, all right, well, today's going to be, a little bit more hectic than normal days, but I know what to expect. So normally, I would say I also don't have any classes first period. So first period usually starts either around 8:40, 8:45-ish. I've been to many different schools that start at different times, and so your day may vary from day one, or from class 1. Like I said, I don't usually have first period classes, which is nice because it gives you a little bit extra time to plan things and kind of get a start on the day. So each period, so elementary school and junior high is slightly different. Junior high classes are 50 minutes each. Elementary school classes are 45 minutes. Not a real big difference, and not that big of a stretch if you've got like time to kill at the end of a class. So the way that it goes is you got 2 periods, first and second period, and then you get a bit of a break. It's usually about a 20-minute break. There's also 10 minutes in between each class, which usually is about enough time to end your class, get to the teacher's office, grab materials for the next class, and kind of go to the next one. But yeah, so first and second period, about a 20-minute break, and then you've got third and fourth period. You've got lunch after that, and usually, so this is something that I've done and something I haven't done. Sometimes you'll eat in the teacher's office, sometimes you'll eat with the students. It really honestly depends on what the school wants from you. If they want you to interact with the students more, maybe they'll have you eat with a different class each day, and it just gives you an opportunity to talk to some students. Usually want to just talk about whatever they're interested in. So it gives you a really good opportunity to get to know your students better than just, seeing them in class, right? You get to, you can talk to them about what music they're into, or what, comics they read, or, whatever it is that you guys want to talk about. It gives you that opportunity. The other thing is, or then after that, you've got 5th and 6th period. Some days at some schools, you'll only have 5 periods on certain days. So like, say Monday, you'll only have 5 periods, right? And then the kids go home early. They don't have sports practice or club activities or anything on that one day. And that could vary. Last year, last year it was on Monday. Yeah. And then this year, one school, it's on Monday, and one of my other schools, it's on Wednesday. So it really could just vary from school to school. But you will have one day where there aren't 6 periods in the day, and students go home early, and you've got extra time to, just kind of prepare lessons or prepare materials for the next day. It's really up to you what you want to prepare for. I would say the other thing is, this is a really boring drive. I've been stuck in traffic the whole time. I just realized. Maybe people don't watch this just to watch cars go by. I don't know. It surely can't be just to listen to me talk. Anyways, so yeah. So that's kind of the typical day, 6 periods, 5 to 6 periods. Obviously Monday through Friday. And then that all kind of gets mixed up towards the end of the school year. So right now we're in the end of the school year, and today I had 2 early classes, 1st and 2nd period. Then the rest of the day was spent preparing and actually just going to the gym and watching the 6th grade students so they have a big graduation ceremony, but before that they have a graduation ceremony for the parents, and it's more of like a fun thing to do. Quite honestly, graduation can sometimes be boring. It's a lot of slideshows and speeches, which those cannot. Sometimes the slideshows are really cool, but then sometimes the speeches are just everybody gets up and gives a speech, and it's. I've gone through enough graduations. I really like graduations, but sometimes the speeches, man, they get to you. But so they will do beforehand, before they even have an actual graduation ceremony. It's almost like a dress rehearsal, except in this case, all the parents are invited, and it's more of like a fun celebration. The school that I was at today, they did a mock, here's what we did in 1st grade, and they did all these skits and dance routines. It was really cool. Some places will just do something real basic, but this was really cool to see them do a couple different skits based around activities they'd done over the 6 years leading up to their graduation. And then at the end they sang a song, and some kids were crying and teachers were crying, and you'll get that at graduation too. So that was my day. I had 2 classes in the morning, and then the rest of the time was just kind of saying hello to parents. I've been at this school for a year. A lot of them have never met me. They don't know who I am, and so it's a perfect opportunity for you to just kind of get out there, get your face out there, so parents can put a face to a name when their kids come home and say oh, Andrew Sensei was doing this in class and we had so much fun and blah blah blah, and they get to meet you, even if it's just you saying hello, and that's important, because you don't want to be the weird ALT that just kind of stands there off to the side and nobody knows what you're doing. So get your face out there. So that's graduation, or that was the dry run for the graduation. So that was today. So basically, what I'm trying to say is your day can go by really smoothly if you are flexible and you're able to just kind of take it as it goes. Honestly, it's not a difficult job to be an English teacher in Japan. I think a lot of people tend to worry about it a little too much. I think teachers, especially if they know you're new and, you know, hey, I just came to Japan, hey, I'm just, you know, I just started doing this. I feel like teachers are going to be very graceful and gracious and be willing to work with you. And, you know, you're not the first ALT, you're not the first new ALT. I'm sure that there have been other ALTs before you that are going to do worse and some that'll do better. But the key is to communicate with your teachers as best you can and find out from them what they want from you. You know, when you have free time, don't always spend it in the teacher's office. Like, you can obviously spend it in the teacher's office if you've got stuff to do, if you've got copies to make or handouts to make or whatever it is that you're doing. Obviously, get that stuff done. But if you have the opportunity to go and visit the home ec class or go visit the shop class, or, you know, get out of the teacher's office as much as possible, because nobody's really going to be over your shoulder wondering what you're doing or coming by your desk every 5 minutes. Like, people leave me alone when I'm in the teacher's office and let me, like, I can pretty much do whatever I want. Like, if I want to sit there and, you know, study Japanese, like I probably should be, if I want to read, you know, you literally could sit there and watch YouTube, but don't, because the other teachers around you work a lot harder than you do. And so maybe use your time a little bit wiser than that. But yeah, get out of the teacher's office when you've got free time and you've got a chance to explore the school and kind of step in and witness some of the other classes. Obviously, don't be a distraction, and so maybe check with some of your teachers beforehand. Say, hey, is it cool if I drop by? I usually drop by stuff like gym or PE, because kids are always just running around anyway. So me standing there talking to one of the other teachers, or you know, cheering on kids doing stuff like that, that's an easy thing to do. You don't have to worry about walking into math class, right, and interrupting and being a distraction there. So there you go, a little bit of a longer Friday video, but I felt like it was warranted, just because I got some messages from people that were coming to Japan and kind of worried about what the teaching life is like. And so don't be worried. I'm sure you'll be a great teacher. If not, you know, they'll find somebody else. But anyways, if you have any other questions or comments, head over to facebook.com/Higgins in Japan. You can leave me comments here. Let me know if you have any other questions or concerns about what it's like to be a teacher in Japan, and I will try to answer them as best as I can, because that's the goal of this YouTube channel. It's not just to show off different things about Japan, it's to help you guys, and hopefully that's what these videos do. Have a good one, guys. Peace.